Hello, everybody. This is Bob Anderson, and today is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. I'm going to do an update on my 25K challenge, and I want to explain something that you may notice here. I use a trade copier, okay? And so what that means, for those of you that don't know, I have a main account, which the bottom account here is my main account. And so it fires off the trades, and it's tied to the other accounts that are north of it that are then supposed to duplicate the trades, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I have made comments before in the past that, every once in a while, the trade copier goes awry and isn't doing what my lead account's doing. Because remember, on my screen, the only thing I see is the lead account. I don't see the other accounts behind it. So what I have a tendency to do is to take this, for example, my control panel, and I look at my orders that are outstanding, and I look at my positions that are outstanding. And I have a tendency to keep that on one of my screens so that I can kind of see if my trade copier gets a little sideways. So let's talk about some of the situations in my past with the trade copier. I've had situations where, I enter here, let's say we're taking a long in oil. I enter at $71.50, and my target is $71.70, let's just say. And I got 5 accounts, and it goes up, hits the target, boom, and I look over at my control panel here, this piece right here, and there's still an outstanding order, which I can't even tell at that point, because all I know is the lead account closed. I don't know if this random order is still sitting out there on another account. It's never the lead account that this happens on. One of the other accounts, it'll be, it may be in a short because it fired off. Let's say we took a long, it may have fired off 2 sells when it hit target, or something like that. So now all of a sudden, if price keeps going up, I'm short when the market's long. So what I have to do is I have to immediately, let me remember this. Right click. Oh wait, what is it? What do I got to do? Hold on. I can't even remember now. Jesus. I'm so brain dead. You're going to find out why here in a minute. I'm literally brain dead right now. Let me see here. Oh, it's because I don't have any open. See this thing? It says flatten everything. So what I have to do is right click and hit flatten everything. And then it flushes everything out that's still outstanding. Okay. And so what has been the repercussions of that to me in the past? Well, sometimes I've actually made a little bit of extra money. Sometimes I've lost a little bit of extra money. But back when I didn't realize that this was happening, I could sit here for 30 minutes and have no idea that 2 of my, say, 10 accounts are still in a trade, and probably not in the right direction that I even wanted it in the first place. So boom, I blow up an account. So let me give you just a sideways example of exactly what I just said. Notice there's 4 accounts here. Do you know why there's 4? For that exact reason. When I didn't even realize when I started this challenge, because I think I told you guys I took 5 accounts. I went into the NQ, the minis, not the micros. I went into the minis and I went bing, 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 bing. And I took like 3 or 4 trades. I don't quite remember, but I hit the $1,500. Boom, I was done. In my mind, all these accounts except one. And that one reversed out, and boom, I lost it. So I only put 4 PAs into this challenge. Only 4, because I only had 4. even though I went into the whole thing with 5. And my lead account passed, and 4 others did, or 3 others did. So that was 4 total, but my 5th one didn't. What's the point? Well, the point is today, I took my first trade. It was in the NQ I took it with the micros. I took 3 contracts short in the NQ, and I hit for like $61. I'm still not comfortable with the micros. I mean, like 3 contracts in my mind mentally seems like a lot, but in the micros, it's not. So I had a pretty decent move to make $60. So I made $60 across the board, my first trade. All of these fired off, hit perfect, $60. All these days right here, fired off, worked perfectly. I mean, the trades I took. So going into the day, I was up like maybe $130, and I hit $60, something like that, and everything was kind of going okay. Then all of a sudden, I'm like focused on gold, and I see a run up in gold, and I could see we're heading towards the daily high. But we didn't reach there, but we created a new Donchian high. We rolled back in the 9 EMA, and I take a long. And I get ticked out for 10 tick loss. Okay. Now, mind you, I'm looking at my lead account only right here. Okay. And it was, and things were like I got ticked out. And I'm like, man, this trade's not done. This trade's not done. I just got ticked out because I didn't have my stop high enough. So I've had people ask me, do you ever re-enter trades? Absolutely. If I'm, if I feel real confident in what it is, and it was really just my stops too tight, I'm not gonna walk away from the trade. So I enter it again. Thing rolls up. It literally slammed right up, like 12, 13 ticks, and then slammed right down and knocked me out at break even. So I'm sitting there, but it never collapsed, and I'm like, well, damn, this okay. There's still a good trade. They're just fighting about breaking through the daily high. So I enter the trade again. Now, mind you, again, I'm looking at this account right here. Okay. And I don't have time to screw around with everything else. I'm focused. Entering another trade, boom, 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 up it goes, boom, 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 up it goes, and then bam, $481.50 was my total. So you take I had $61.50. Okay. That was my NQ win. $61.50. And then I had a $100 loss. And I think I don't quite remember, but net, I was down like $120 when this trade took off. Total, I was down like $120. And then the trade took off, and we ended up at 481. So I was like, boom, all right, great. Because keep in mind, these are 25K accounts. So with a 25K account, I can only make so much money a day, but I also know my goal is to get at least $2,000. So I've told myself from the beginning, Bob, let's shoot for $400. Let's shoot for when we open up our charts and we're focusing on things, let's shoot for $400 a day. And all we have to do, because we have to trade at least 10 days, is 5 of those days hit $400, and hey, we got our $2,000. As long as we don't blow anything up the other 5 days, which is good, which I've done a good job of keep making sure I don't blow things up. And let me tell you something, trading's been tough lately. It's just stuff's not moving. So when I finally saw gold like actually trying to move today, I got probably a little bit overzealous, but that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is this. When I finally looked at this, when that had closed out, okay, when I finally turned my head to my other screen and saw my control panel, I saw 2 other accounts still open, and they had like a minus 150 current balance. And again, I'm like, okay, whatever. So I right click, flatten everything. Then I go over to the P&L, which is right here. And this was right here. This was minus $850. This one was minus 760, something like that. And this one was minus like 280, 300. Like numbers that didn't, none of the numbers even matched. So here I am thinking I did exactly what my plan is. Hit my $400 with all my accounts. Shut it down, do a video, show you guys, and then go on with my day. Only to find out that only one of my accounts is up to $400, and this one's virtually blown up. This one's not far from it, and this one's like not in a good shape. I mean, these are only $1,500 drawdowns. The two of them are over halfway there. And one of them's like a quarter of the way there. So I made a decision. I calmed down for a minute, and I looked over at the NQ, and I said, the only way I'm getting out of this is I'm going to trade these one at a time, meaning this one, and this one at a time on the NQ. I'm not even going to trade copy them on the NQ because I saw the NQ was doing a rotation back to the long side. It was about 1045, and I took those individually, each one, and I ding-dinged. I mean, think about this. This is $191. This son of whatever was down $850 plus. This one was down $750 plus, and this one $200 and some. So I get all my money back, and I shut it down. And I told myself I wasn't even going to make this video. But here I am. I made it. And the reason I made it is because, I told you guys I was going to document my journey to get these things to fund it. I even told you in my last video, I was extremely confident we were going to get to funded. This right here is exactly the perfect example of getting to funded. This right here. I mean, I need $1,000. I need $1,000. I have no pressure on me to get past the funded level. That's all. I just need $1,000. Okay? I rotated this whole account right here over $1,000 today. So, I mean, I can do that. When the rubber hits the road, I can do that. So, anyways, I have made the executive decision. I am done with this trade copier. I've used this Apex trade copier for a year now or whatever. It has let me down more times than I want to admit. But what I've had to do is manage. Well, matter of fact, it used to not let me down. Let me clarify something. It used to not let me down back when I first got it. The way it used to let me down then was because of my own ignorance of not knowing how to, how it worked. So once I figured that out, everything was good. Then I was forced to take the upgraded version, which any of you that have used Ninja in the past, y'all know that whenever Ninja comes up with a new version, don't be the first one to take it. Well, anyways, Apex forced me to finally, because I refused. I kept not taking the trade cop, the upgraded version. When I finally took the upgraded version, it's all of a sudden I'm getting random trades just sitting out there on my charts that are just not closing out my trades based on my lead account. And I cannot afford to do that. I mean, first of all, I should have 5 accounts sitting here, not 4, because of this damn copier. Secondly, all of them should be at $481 for the day, which would put us in really good position being only day 4 into this. We only need another $1,000 more in 6 more days to qualify for funding. But instead, I'm way down, I'm down, down, down. I'm not even there. And I had to work my A, S, double hockey stick, S, double hockey stick off to get these back to positive. Because I made up my mind I was going to let them blow up if I had to. I was so pissed. So if any of you are using a trade copier that actually freaking works, and I'm not talking about one of these freebie ones that I've heard about. If anybody has a trade copier that actually works, can you tell me about it down below? Give me, and even put a link in there or something, because I need to get out of this trade copier. I like the concept of trade copying, but I cannot stand the fact that I have tried my hardest to work with this trade copier, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And it's not me this time. Hey, I owned up to the fact that when I first got the trade copier and I blew up a bunch of accounts, it was my fault. This is not my fault. And I don't have the time when I'm sitting there staring at 4 screens at the same time, trying to find, and the market's starting to get into ideal position to take trades. I don't have the time to keep staring at, oh my God, am I still in a trade or not? That I don't think I'm in. Anyways, that's my video for today. My main account, this one here, looks pretty good. I mean, that's pretty good results, if you ask me. The market has been tough. It has been tough. I mean, I had break even on day 1. I had plus $50 or so on day 2. I had plus $80 or so. This is per account on like day 3. It's just been, it's just been tough. Usually what I have found, like what happened today, is later on the market finally shows its head. For example, the NQ finally showed its head today about 10:40, 10:45. It started showing, hey, this is what we're doing the rest of the day. And let me tell you something. Thank God it did, because that's what got me about $1,000 turnaround here, about a $750 turnaround here, and about a $400 turnaround here. And I traded each one of those individually. So if you think about that, that was $1,000, that was $1,800, that was $2,200 in trades. And I'm talking about one contract, sometimes an add-on for a trade that's in profit. That's it. That's it. But I went with the micros to get the money back, because if I'd have stayed in the minis, I never would have got my money back. I'd still be sweating away. I like the minis. Makes the NQ kind of cool to trade. But when my back's against the wall and I need to make money, I had to go to the micros, and I had to, because I was willing to blow up those accounts. I didn't want to close the day out down $850 in an account, and who knows what the high was. So, I mean, I may have been really $1,200 towards my drawdown, my trailing. I don't know, because I don't know what was going on behind me. So let me show you what I mean by that. This is the action of my lead account. This is the action of one of my accounts that got trade copied. Does anybody notice all these transactions that were happening here that don't have, see how it's not busy here? But it sure is shit busy here. So my trade copier is just ping, 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 ping. It's just not, and I can tell you this from using it as long as I have. And you can see right here, I added into winning trades and then hit this out with 3 contracts. Up here, by the time this came up, there's only 1 there. So what the hell was going on? Anyways, that's my video for today. I'm sorry. I had to vent a little bit. I will go over trades in detail tomorrow. Today is just not that day. I wanted to get this video out. Again, if you have a trade copier that you use, you're familiar with, you like, it doesn't do stupid stuff. It allows you to move your targets and your stops and that kind of stuff, and it executes across the board like it should, please let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.